And just like that, I have now officially promoted to a professional farmer. As I walked inside of the temple, I noticed two Pearl Farmer hoes right there on the frame until I turned to my right. Wait, what? I'm not done? There were Master Farmer ranks in the farming civilization represented by golden hoes. So that meant my journey to become the best farmer was still not completed. I needed to get one of those gold hoes myself. After I walked into the civilization, the place looked definitely a lot smaller than the new civilization, but a lot nicer. I walked into this bank-looking structure and saw that this was actually the shop.
Hello there. Welcome to the Pro Farming Civilization shop.
After looking around, I noticed that they sell 4 bones for 1 cabbage, as well as also selling stuff like bakeware, saucepan, and pot or grinder for soybeans. And well, soybean seeds are cabbage, which is what was grown in the new civilization. After looking around, I noticed that the house was only 10 pieces of cabbage. And luckily, I saved up myself a bunch of extra cabbage, so I wasn't able to purchase it. And before I left, I made sure to also get myself some cabbage to get some bones in my remaining cabbage, because it was going to be a great financial decision anyway. After that, it was time to walk into the actual neighborhood. I noticed there was a little pond right by where the shop was.
Oh, hi. I see you are a pro farmer too. I have actually never heard of this pro farmer before. But rumors say that this farmer drowned because of the farmer champion.
Oh, who is the farming champion?
Farmer champion is someone who controls the entire civilization. Everything controlled about the civilization is from them.
As I looked at the Farmer Pro's gravestone, understanding that this was actually a key part of the first civilization, I thought to myself, how am I supposed to become the champion? Until I noticed that I just had to continue promoting. But I guess it was time to figure out how do I promote to a master farmer. After I looked around, I noticed the temple already had what I knew was needed to promote, a cheese Danish. After I pulled it up in my menu, I noticed that it required something special as silken tofu, which requires soybean and saucepans. And for the dough, you need flour, salt, and some actual water, and a mixing bowl. So I knew that this was going to be a mission in order to complete, but I was not going to let anything stop me from promoting. After that, I walked over to the pro houses, and they were like double-decker stories. And I found one house over here that said for sale. So I was able to break this block and claim this is my house. And the house looked really nice. It had a bed, furnace, crafting table, and by going up to the next story, there was an entire plot just for farming, which was amazing to need. So I completely made use of the land I had up here, growing a bunch of cabbages, and also using my bones to make some more bone meal. Because in order for me to get soybean, which is really special around here, I needed to farm. After I gained enough cabbage, I walked back to the shop. And just like that, I was able to get myself a soybean seed. I placed it into the farm area. And after that, I bone milled it for the first time. I now have some soybean. And the best part about it is I can always just regrow the soybean. I noticed that this would be a lot easier to promote after all. After bone milling it, all of my stuff, I had 37 soybean, which was pretty good profit. So I headed back to the shop. After I arrived at the shop, I needed to figure out how was I supposed to promote. After looking at the cheese Danish, the first thing I needed to worry about was silken tofu, and that required saucepans. So, well, I bought 2 of them, because I was going to need 2 of them. Next thing on my list was the dough, and you needed flour, which was some sort of It's a sort of crop like soybean and grinder. So I bought this. Then I needed salt, which was water, and a pot. Now I will see if I can figure out if I can. Now I still don't know how to get water in Civilization, but I will figure it out. And then you need a mixing bowl and another bucket of water, which again I do not know how to get yet. So basically the only thing I was missing was the bakeware, which I can always just purchase for more soybean. So in order to get the mixing bowl, you needed wood. So the logical thing to do was get a sapling from the Noob Civilization, head back to the shop, buy some more bone meal, and collect it. I head over to the tree, brought my bone meal, and growed it. And had to break it. And now it was officially time to start crafting. The first part of my success was to create the tofu. So I put down 2 soybeans as well as putting down 2 saucepans, and I created tofu. I may have gotten scammed by buying 2, but it was totally okay because I still have the tofu. The next part was dough, and you need salt, which is water, and a pot, which again I don't know how to get water yet. Flour required a grinder and some sort of crop, so I took soybeans, and it worked. Then you need a mixing bowl, which was from wood. So yeah, luckily I gathered wood earlier. So the only thing I was missing was the water part. But then I realized, how was I supposed to get the water bucket? The shop wasn't selling it. Nothing was selling it. Or maybe, in fact, it was actually impossible to promote to a Master Farmer. That Master Farmer cannot really promote if they can't have the necessary stuff to promote. I was disappointed, sad, bummered, knowing that I was probably never going to promote. After I collected my saplings from the tree, I was disappointed. I was sad. I was disappointed. And I head over to the pond where I noticed there was water at the pond. Maybe the water has to come from the pond somewhere. After I checked the entire pond, nothing was there. But then I looked at the gravestone. Why is this block different? But in Farming Civilization, you are not allowed to break blocks in some sort of civilization like this one. So how was I supposed to promote? I looked at the dirt block. But then I noticed something about Minecraft hose. Whenever you hoe something, like a grass block or dirt, it lowers its pixel by 1 block. So I thought to myself, maybe I should just break it. I should just break the rooted dirt. And by that, I hoed it. And I noticed something. There was a secret little passage right there that did not look like dirt. After I looked inside of it, and there it was. 5 buckets of water. But because I needed to promote, I only really needed 2. I just grabbed the bucket. I figured it out. The farmer pro that drowned must have tried to collect water to promote too. So maybe when he died, he lost all his buckets and now it's in his gravestone. So for now that I know how to promote, I picked up the water bucket. It was heading back home, figuring out the secrets of farming a civilization. And at that moment, it was time to start crafting the final ingredients. I got started by creating the dough part, which is flour and salt. So I actually completely forgot how to get the salt. Was to create the salt, which was water bucket pot. Until I realized there was fresh water that I could use instead. So I got that instead. And surprise, surprise, it worked. So now all I needed to do was to craft it. After I got together flour, salt, mixing bowl, and a fresh piece of water, I had dough. Now it was time to finally craft the final ingredients. After putting together the recipe like so, I have done it. I have created the cheese Danish, which is the only thing required to promote. After I headed to the local temple, I walked to the security guard.
Hey farmer, do you have the cheesesteak you promised?
Yes, I do, sir. And just like that, I did it again. I was able to finally promote to a master farmer, and I have done it. The gate has opened.
Wow, I am impressed. Congratulations. You are one of very few farmers who promoted this far.
Let's go, I can finally promote. But then I had to walk through it. It looked a little different to the noob civilization. Before promoting, I noticed that was like 5-block jump between the chamber to the chamber. That looked like that was gonna give me my golden hoe. But then I noticed, how was I supposed to crop this 5-block gap without breaking any blocks?
You need to figure it out. Only smart pro farmers will cross the gap. Good luck.
So you're saying that in order for me to promote to a professional farmer, I need to solve this puzzle? Maybe the farmer champion made it where it's nearly impossible to complete this puzzle. Maybe I was going to be trapped here forever, knowing that I was never going to promote. But then I looked at the block right below me. And inside of that block was 9 pieces of potatoes. And I know 5-block jumps are impossible without any head hitters or a good enough amount of momentum. And just to show you guys, you can't. So how was I supposed to promote after all? And what am I going to do with 9 potatoes? But then I realized the blocks right below me. They were grass. After I moved some of my stuff out of the way, I decided to do that same hack I did against that gravestone. And after doing it on both sides, they revealed a crafting table. So I thought to myself, maybe what if I do is if I put the 9 potatoes inside the crafting table? Because I got exactly 9 potatoes, and there are 9 slots in the crafting table. So I did it anyway. And after doing that, I got a potato crate. So maybe I can use this to complete it. So I walked over, placed it, and I have crossed the gap. I done it. I completed the puzzle.
Wow, you did it. Well, you know what to do. And good luck with your future. You will need it.
Those are the words that I really wanted to hear. And I've arrived, but there was no lava pit to throw my iron hoe into. So I figured out I'm just gonna throw it into the pit. And there it was. It was time to walk through the chambers once again. And there we go. I have gotten myself my golden hoe, signs of becoming a master farmer. So it was time to begin my journey. As I broke open the barriers, I'm getting closer to become the best. Oh my god.